If you're showing up on page one, but still getting ghosted, your problem isn't visibility, it's trust. Hey, Ryan here from Media Ace Marketing. You ever dig a trench by hand when you should have had a skid steer? You can get the job done, sure, but it's going to take 5 times longer. It wrecks your body, and you still don't get it as deep, clean, or consistent as you want. That's exactly how most contractors use their online presence. They're digging with a shovel hoping to hit a lead, when what they really need is a machine that builds long-term authority. If you're someone who takes pride in every line you cut, every base you compact, then why settle for a website that barely shows that care? All because you can rank on Google doesn't mean you're using your online reputation the right way. Today we're not just talking about ranking on Google, we're talking about turning your Google presence into a business asset. A tool that earns you trust, not just traffic. Because here's the thing, if you're visible but not credible, you're just a more expensive version of every other guy with a truck. Most contractors treat their online presence like a lead tap. They want more traffic, more clicks, but forget that visibility without authority just leads to more price shoppers. That's why they're getting ghosted, getting people who just want the cheapest guy. People asking if you can beat someone else's price before they've even seen your work. If people keep ghosting you after asking for a quote, it's not you, it's your online first impression. Here's a pattern that happens industry-wide. A contractor pays someone to get them ranking. They start showing up on page one, the phone rings more, but guess what? The calls are still tire kickers. People asking, what's your hourly rate? Before they even describe the project. Most SEO companies promise rankings, but they don't know a damn thing about your work. And if your site doesn't represent the care and detail that you bring to a job, those rankings are just going to bring people in who don't get what you're about. Just being visible doesn't mean being credible. And credibility is what separates the contractors who compete on price from the ones who command it. Ranking high means nothing if your bounce rate is higher. It's not about traffic, it's about trust. Your online authority isn't a way to get more people to call. It's how you help the right people feel confident calling you. The best digital trust building doesn't just rank you, it educates. It builds trust and makes a case for your value before they ever pick up the phone. When people check out you out online, and they will, what story are you telling? Think about it like this. A skid steer doesn't just dig deeper, it also does it clean, consistent, and faster. That's what your online reputation can do if you use it to build authority instead of just chasing rankings. It's like trying to grade a slope with a rake. You can do it, but why would you? Here's what I mean. Instead of a gallery page that's just a photo dump, you create pages that tell the story of the project. Why you chose the material, how you solved the drainage problem, what makes this patio different from every other one in the neighborhood. Instead of generic content, you write about why your process is more thorough, why you prep base material 8 inches deep instead of 4, what happens when corners get cut, what it costs homeowners down the road. You control what people believe about your business. Every post, every photo, every review response is a brick in your reputation. This is online presence as proof, not just visibility. When you position your Google presence to create authority instead of just rankings, everything changes about the calls you get. Customers call asking about availability, not discounts. They say things like, hey, I saw your work on your site, or I read your page about why pavers sink. And they mention your name in neighborhood Facebook groups. They compare others to you, not you to others. That's not marketing. That's magnetism. It's the difference between chasing a lead and having them walk in 80% sold. Picture this scenario. Contractor A was ranking higher. Contractor B showed why behind their work. Guess who got the job? A homeowner finds 3 contractors online, all offering paver patios. But your site shows the before, during, and after of your last project, and explains why you excavate deeper than most, and includes a customer talking about how you handled the drainage issue the other contractors missed. The other two sites just list services and show random photos with no context. Because you're not just hiring someone with tools, you're trusting someone to do it right, even when nobody's watching. When people can see your process, understand your expertise, and hear from past customers who had great experiences, they're not just shopping price anymore, they're evaluating fit and availability. You don't just want to get the job, you want people saying, I heard you were the best one to call. That's the win. Here's why this approach works better long term. You don't have to outspend your competitors. You don't have to babysit ads every week. You just need to document what makes your business worth hiring and structure it right. When your marketing system creates inbound trust, you don't spend all day context switching, you spend it leading. When you know you're positioned well online, it changes how you show up in conversations. No more justifying your prices. Online authority doesn't work like flipping on a light switch. It works like building a reputation, brick by brick. But here's what you can do this week to start building that foundation. Authority isn't built in one place. It shows up everywhere, on the job site, in your reviews, and yes, in your online presence. It's like prepping a base. You don't just compact in one corner, you build it solid everywhere or the whole thing fails. If you're not planting authority seeds now, don't be surprised when the phones dry in the fall. This is the part of your business that works while you work, building trust 24/7 without you having to chase anyone. So how do you turn your online presence from a shovel into a skid steer? First, show your process, not just your product. Instead of just displaying finished patios, show why you prep the base the way you do. Document the steps other contractors skip and help people understand what quality looks like. Second, answer the questions your best clients already ask. What's the difference between thick and thin pavers? Why do some patios sink after a few years? How do you handle drainage around the pool? These are the searches that bring quality customers. Third, make every job into a story. Use photos, customer quotes, before and afters, but add context. Tell people what the problem was that you solved, what made this project unique, why the customer chose your approach. And fourth, stop chasing attention and start deserving it through clarity. If someone reads 3 pages of your website, they should trust you more, not be more confused. Your content should sound like you, not like a robot trying to sell patios. Remember, don't bring a skid steer to dig for every lead. You bring it to shape the land. Remember, you don't bring a skid steer to dig for every lead. You bring it to shape the land. That's what your conversion credibility should do. Shape perception, carve authority, and prep the ground for the kind of jobs you want. Imagine it's August. The phone rings, and it's not a tire kicker. It's someone who has read your process, saw your work, and says, when can you come look at my yard? Not what's your rate. That's the power of building trust now. If your website is just a digital shovel, we need to turn it into a machine, a tool that compounds trust every week. Would you hire your own business based on what's online? If someone saw your site for the first time, what would they feel? Confident that you're the right choice, or confused about what makes you different? If not, don't let that go another season, and let's fix it now. The contractors who care the most often have the quietest sites. Let's change that and help your neighbors choose better too. Give me a call at 517-955-2154 or visit mediacemarketing.com, and I'll show you how to turn your online presence into an authority machine that works while you're on the job site. Because the contractors who use their Google presence like a skid steer, they're not just ranking higher, they're attracting better customers, commanding better prices, and building businesses that grow through reputation instead of desperation. You don't just build patios, you build trust. And let's make sure your site reflects that. All because you can keep digging a shovel, doesn't mean you should when there's a better tool for the job.